rich get richer while the poor gets poor? This is a question a lot of people ask because they see it in their everyday lives. They know somebody or they know a family or such that continues to keep getting richer while the poor gets poor. I'm here to point out about 4 points of whatever I've noticed and whatever I've studied to see why the rich get richer while the poor gets poor. The first one is spending. The poor spend their money on goods, which is also considered liabilities. Things such as clothes, shoes, cars, and things like that. Things that will not make you money. Things that actually cost you money. Things that depreciate in value over time. A nice shirt may cost $100 today, but in the near future, it may be only worth $5 that you may end up giving to Goodwill. On the other hand, you have the rich people. They spend their money on assets. Assets are things that can make you money, i.e., investments, real estate, um, and things of that nature, business of that nature. This is what the rich spend their money on. And when you spend your money on assets versus liabilities, you can do the math what will end up in the future. The second point, education. Education goes along with the mindset. In the poor family, they're taught to go to school, whereas on the rich side of the house, they teach their kids about money. They teach their kids how to invest. They teach their kids about real estate, which keeps the money in the family and continues and keeps money to have a continuous growth. Whereas in the poor family, they may teach their kids to go to school, but they don't teach them how money operates. Money without education equals zero. If you give somebody the money and they don't know how to invest it wisely, their money will soon lose them. The third step is ownership. You have rich families, they teach their kids and they teach their family how to become owners. They usually go out and they own things. They own things such as different businesses. They own things as far as real estate and things of that nature. Whereas on the poor side of the house, they become employees. Nothing wrong with being an employee, but usually an employee doesn't make as much as an owner does, but also doesn't bear the responsibility that an owner does as well. The third thing is insurance. Correction. The fourth thing is insurance. Insurance is a thing that, if it's used correctly, if let's say if I was to die and I hand over $250,000 to my son, and I taught my son how to invest his money and how to make his money grow, 10 years from then or 20 years from then, from that time that I passed, and I gave him that $250,000, he can have a $500,000, and he can pass it down to the next generation, so on and so on. Whereas in poor families, some families don't have insurance. And if they do have insurance, they pass the money on to somebody who doesn't know how to make their money grow, i.e., they spend the money back on goods and their money slowly dwindles away. And that again is how the rich get richer and the poor gets poor. Remember, always dream, but a dream without any work is just another wish.